All right, everyone, welcome to Statistics C1000 at Coalinga College here. I just want to have this class meeting to go over all the different pieces of the class, make sure you understand it, and then any questions from the students that are on the video conference call right now, on the Zoom call right now here. So let's go with it here. So just a quick thing about myself here. So I have been teaching at West Hills College for over 20 years already here. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's a great place to work. And I enjoy teaching mathematics. So hopefully this class has been organized well for you so that you can go through the class, understand it, and keep on going into the majors and other transfers university that you guys told me about. That's really cool. All right, so let's go with it here. So this is the homepage. And I don't see hands up either, so just start talking if you have a question. How about that? Where we're going to go. So intro about myself real quick here. The syllabus, hopefully you've read it. If you haven't read it, please do so. It outlines a lot of the different pieces of the course. I'm going to just maybe just quickly touch on a few things here. It's an online class. You do not need a physical textbook in the class just because you do have a PDF version of the class textbook. And I think my lectures are pretty good already, but you judge for yourself here. Office hours, I do have class on campus, so that's my office hours there. The online office hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4. And so there's that here. It's the link that's available online as well here. I'm going to jump through lectures, where lectures found. Lectures are going to be found on you can do it kind of two ways here, but they are listed in the module section. This is me teaching the course basically. And also there is the publisher videos. If you want to sort of see those, I'll introduce you to those as well here. Most of your work is going to be, all homework is going to be done on the MyMab and Mastery website. All the midterm is going to be there. A few things, and then the only thing that's going to be really on the Canvas site is the discussion boards. The discussion boards, roughly every 2 or 3 weeks, you'll have a discussion to post, and the initial one was just introduce yourself to the rest of the class. There's a student learning outcome exam, again, also going to be on My Math Lab, and then final eventually is going to be there too. All right, and then technically, if you do not sign up for the 14-day free trial, and email me that you want to stay in the class. That is going to be grounds to drop you from the class. Hopefully you've done that. If you have not done that, please do so immediately here. Technically, the drop date for the class is the 30th of this month. If you drop by then, it will not appear in your transcript as if you've never taken this class. It just doesn't work for you. If you stay after this date, then it has to appear in your transcript. And if something happens where you can't finish the class, you do have till the 10th of November to say, look, that just can't do it. And then there's going to be like a W in your transcript, which is better than an F. If you do stay in the class after the 10th of November, then I do have to give you a letter grade. And the breakdown of the letter grade is homework is going to be 20% of your grade. The midterm is 30. Discussion boards are going to be 10. The slow exam is 10. And then the final is going to be another 30% for your grade. And then I just want to, so then the overall score that you should have is at least a 70 on the midterm and final. That's just to prevent from people doing the homework over and over again and really not understanding the material for the class. So you do have to have a passing grade on the midterm and final as an average. All right, and just if there's any conduct against school regulations, I could drop you from the class. And that's it for the syllabus. Let's get out of here. Go back to the home page and the schedule. Notice that almost all things are due on Fridays. I figure you have that week to do them, and if you can go start earlier, that'd be great here. But first day of class, please, again, if you have not emailed me right now, please do so. Email me saying that you want to stay in the class. That's kind of like coming the first day of class if it was a physical class. And then also the next one is just sign up for the 14, at least the free trial, if you're not going to buy it here. And the free trial is really just for 2 weeks for you to kind of get to know the content, see if this is a class for you. And if you don't want it, you can just get out of the class. If you do stay in it, it is, I believe, $104 for the subscription for the rest of the semester. And then that's when you get the access code. So this Friday, discussion board number 1 and chapter 1 is due right over here. And then notice if we scroll down, pretty much everything is due on Fridays. There is a chapter 5. After that, there is a midterm exam. So this one, you're just kind of prepping for the midterm exam at this point, just to make sure you're ready to go. And then we have chapter 6, chapter 7. And I just want to check something out real quick here. Yeah, so then 8 and 9, we do have a little break for Thanksgiving. We have chapter 10 and then the final. And then we're done with the class. Any questions on the syllabus or the schedule? Before we go on?
No.
Okay, just checking here. Okay, so let's go with the modules themselves, then we'll jump to the Pearson Access here. So the class meeting that we're having right now is this one. It's going to be recorded for others to see. And then this is just resources I've put together. There's just really good calculators. If you need a calculator on the online calculator specifically for statistics. And then Khan Academy, if you do want to see another person kind of explain the class, there's that. And then I do have my lectures. I've taught this class about 4 years ago. I recorded myself teaching the class, and literally it's in the classroom. Students are asking questions, I'm answering, and we're just kind of going through the material. But the way I've kind of set up the class itself is do the discussion boards. There are due dates right here. And then as you progress, there's PowerPoints in case you want to visually see something, and then my videos underneath. So I figured that's the way you usually would progress through the class. You maybe download the PowerPoint, have it in front of you, watch the video. If you need to take notes, go for it. And then the student cafe is for you guys. I will not, for the most part, I will not be coming into this. It's a discussion board, but the discussion board between you guys. I'll check from time to time. But if you're stuck on number 14 of 1.2 and you can kind of share it with the rest of the class, and it just depends on the personalities in the class. Some semesters, this is so hot topic that everybody's talking and everybody's interacting with each other. And other semesters, it's very flat. So just depending on how students enjoy, you'll get either great response or not that much on here. But that's for you guys just to interact with each other. And then that kind of is the next step. You just discussion board and keep on going. And so then the question is, where do you do the homework? And so let's do that here. Before we do that, I do want to just let you guys see one thing real quick here. If you want to click on grades, that's going to be your grade for the class. So don't look at your grades on Access Pearson. That's just your homework. That's just a tally up. The grades will sync back into Canvas, but here's where you want to sort of see the grades technically themselves here. All right, and before we go, I just want to click on this one right here. They don't have it. It was called NetTutor. Anybody see NetTutor? My eyes are not connected. I'll check on that because it's a tutoring system that we have made here. I'll check on that to see what that was. Okay, but let's go to Access.
There it is. At the bottom left, under course alerts.
Thank you so much.
Right next to library.
CC. Thank you. CC NetTutor. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a tutoring services that West Hills College buys. They buy 40 hours for each student, and it is a third-party tutoring service. There's a writing center here as well, and then or just tutoring itself. When you click on tutoring, it usually ask for what subject. So it's not just for the math class here; it is for any subject whatsoever. If you're looking for our class, this would be right here. So statistics and probability. But if you were taking something else like political science and need help with that, you can actually get a tutor there. And so let me just see if my button works. I want to see a little. Yep, there it is. Perfect. So there's kind of two ways to do it. You can meet with a live tutor. You click on it. Sometimes you do have a little wait on it. Or what you do is you can drop off a question, come back 24 hours later, and usually there's an answer to your question right here. And then this is the locker. So if you do talk with a live tutor, your tutor session is recorded, or the answer to your question is recorded right over here. So it's kind of like your your area to come back to in case you missed something. All right, without further ado, let's jump to where you guys will spend most of your time right here. So Access Pearson is the site. Is another way to say it is My Math Lab or My Lab Math. It's kind of went through different name changes. Okay, as you enter, all right, and I'm going to go to just the assignments themselves. And let me put in, there it is. That's what I want. It's the student view. So is this what you guys see when you guys log in? Maybe. So if you look at the calendar, you can set it up either 2 weeks or more if you like, just to kind of see any blue dots. That means there are assignments due at this point. This blue dot means something got started. So if you click on this, underneath it'll take you directly to that's chapter 1. And if you just have it like this, you can scroll underneath it and it'll give you all the homework. So these are the ones you need to do. Homework assignments, it is 1 per chapter, and there's 10 chapters here. And let's jump to chapter 1. So chapter 1 does have 35 questions inside it here. And then as you click on them, just kind of keep on going with it. If you get it wrong, it'll tell you that you made a mistake and come back here.
I did have one question with that. So like earlier I actually did this and I got all of them correct, and because it let me correct my incorrect ones. But then on the top where it says current score, it did still say like 80%. Does it give you the 100% fully, or does it give you what it would have been if you wouldn't have been able to correct your answer?
Watch. Let me step away real quick here. Let me get a little pencil. I will check on that because in years past I did had an error, like it'll dock you 10%, but I believe I took that off out of all of them here. So I'm gonna check on percent error. It should not be.
Okay. Because that's reassuring to be able to, if I'm battling with one answer or the other and I get it wrong, I'm like, okay, well, it was that one then, and I can correct it. Like, so I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what homework is supposed to be. Absolutely. So I'm going to do this here. It is wrong here, so I'm going to just check this. It's correct. If you do next question, I'll go to question number 2 here, but I'll say try again. What you don't want is you don't want to recycle a question. You just want to try again, because if you do later on, I know these are multiple choice questions, but if there's numbers here, it'll change the numbers and you kind of have to do it all over again.
Okay.
So don't say like it's called reset question or something along those lines. You just want to just click try again.
Okay.
There's a few things here that if you want, you can, if you really, really are stuck, you can ask me as well. That's no problem here. And then that's usually if you need to ask me, you can ask me during office hours. That's better because then we can have the interaction back and forth as opposed to just a question. StatCrunch is a calculator. Sometimes you may just use it for, like, say, for chapter 3 or something along those lines. And it's really just technically it's a Excel spreadsheet technically. So if you want to take the time to use it, I would suggest just getting a calculator from the library if you're close enough. Do that. If you are far away, because I know this is an online class, you can go to the nearest community college to see if you can get just a student ID there, and then you can use their facilities or even check out from the library the calculator. I would suggest that here. 2 calculators. The ones I'm going to use the one technically I'm going to use during lecture is a TI-83 calculator or a 84 calculator. Those are the ones. But I did want to show you, yes, you do have a textbook at your disposal right here. Clicking on it, if it goes, there's another way to get there too here. All right, so this is, oh, no. There it is. And it is identical to the textbook that we have as well, the physical textbook. So if you need to read up something that you need to, go for it. This is the way you would do it. The cool thing is it is somewhat, it's not exactly as the video is, as the book is, right? There's a video here. It's more interactive as well. Because sometimes they ask you, like, hey, you could do this. These are just definitions because we're in chapter 1. The thing is, wherever you're at on the homework, it'll take you to wherever you're working. But sometimes they'll have like try it yourself, or it'll say like a video excerpt and then or another explanation, and you click on it, and there's like a little video that pops up into it here. So the textbook is yours, so you don't need a physical textbook in hand. I'll leave that page back to here. All right, so that is the homework assignment. The other part I want to do is just the video library here, the resource library. If you click on it, if you're working on the textbook, this would be great. It's called the Student Solutions Manual, but since we're not working on a textbook, it's not as great. But here's what we want to get to. So let's see, we're in chapter 1, and let's look at all sections. And then we can click on this, and there's just a few resources that I find somewhat helpful. There's an overview here. It's usually 5 to 7 minutes, but it'll give you an overview of the section that you're going about. And it's usually the author or a person from their staff they're going through it. I thought those were kind of important, at least to get you like the gist of what you're going to study. Those are there. And then you do have section videos, 8-minute lecture on 1.1. And again, if you want to do this as an alternative to my videos or as a supplement to my videos, totally please do so. Any resources are good resources for this here. And and if you want to go through like an animation of it, these are just kind of cool to do or applets. Not necessarily part of the class. As you progress through the rest of the chapters and sections, you notice that there's a lot more other things that are included in it as well. That need be, but so there it is. There's the videos, publisher videos of the class if need be, and if you would like to sort of view them instead. I do want to go to my videos just to not to show it off, but to sort of say, here's the way it works. So back to modules or the homepage will get you the same thing. So 1.1 lecture, there's the videos right here. This is the way I kind of envision the class to go. You can either watch it inside here, as inside the screen itself, or you can just pop out to YouTube. That's fine too. And it's literally the lecture for that section, me doing it so many years ago. Let me mute that already. Okay, cool. All right, let me go back to the home page. And so then the other thing that I want to mention, if you are close to the campus here, please use also the tutoring resources in the library. You'd walk in, you're going to sign up. It's free. You just have to sign up for like the tutoring class, which is just a free class. You just have to have your name on there so they can keep track of who's coming into the tutoring session or not. Mrs. Mann is there. So she is another professor here on campus. She actually holds her own tutoring hours. So that's awesome just to go to her, literally just teach it firsthand from another teacher. And then also we have students that have taken the class. They need to earn an A or a B in the class, and then they get interviewed. And if they can kind of explain things pretty well, they can be a tutor in the library as well. So please take advantage of those resources if you're struggling any which way here. And again, if you live far away, you could just check out your local community college to see what resources they have as well to help you through the course, and if you can even use their tutoring services. All right. That's the big stuff for me here. You guys, please ask me. Let me get off the screen here. Please ask me if there's any other questions here. I think I covered pretty much everything, but please let me know.
Sorry, just to clarify on the calculator. Because we're doing the online class, we don't need to buy an actual calculator. We could use like the free calculators online if we need to.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah. Please don't buy a calculator. There's no need for it. And let me just kind of do a couple of things here with that. Yep. So jump to here. Let me mention even beyond that, right? So there's the resources here. There's a calculator here, an online calculator specifically for statistics. If you click on here, and they're just pretty much just applets. And they'll tell you, if, hey, we're doing mean media mode. Great, I'm going to click on this. The other things is on your phone. If you'll go into the Play Store or the Apple Store, and if you click on TI-83 calculator, usually you can find a couple of them for free. In order to unlock like the crazy advanced features like programming and stuff like that, there may be a price. But yeah, please, yeah, you can just use the app on your phone as the TI-83 calculator. It's going to work exactly the same way as the TI-83 calculator would in physical form. Good question. Thank you. All right. Any others? All right. I'm going to just check.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Because it's like self-paced, how far ahead do you recommend going or not?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. So I've kind of built in a couple of bottlenecks into the class. The midterm is going to be one of them because the midterm is going to start at a certain spot. So the schedule, let me just bring it up so it's visually in front of us here. So the bottleneck is that everybody's going to kind of slow down as they get to here. And everybody will kind of be again on the same page as we finish up chapter 5 and then we start chapter 6. So I want to do that. You probably, I would say, since things are due Friday, you probably want to be kind of finishing up things maybe like Wednesday, not taking up to Friday to do it, right? So you have the sort of that weekend to do the next class, or 2 weeks in advance. And so, especially like you saw chapter 1. Chapter 1 had 35 questions inside it. Those are kind of easy because they're multiple choice and there was just kind of definitions. But as we get into the mathematics behind it, as we get into like permutations and combinations, it's going to be a little bit more intense. So there's that piece. After the midterm, I would suggest being a week ahead or so, because notice what happens here. It's 2 weeks between 6 and 7. And then it's 2 weeks between 7 and 8. And then we kind of go into crunch time here. So then it's chapter 9 is just a week apart here. And Thanksgiving break helps us out because chapter 10 is right after Thanksgiving break and then the final. And so I would say as you get to the end of the class, especially after the midterm, if you want to stay a week and a half-ish ahead, that would probably be a good way to sort of pace yourself in the class. Elias, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yep. All right, any others? All right, and if there isn't, I'm going to finish up here. And the only thing is I just want to make sure that I have the office hours listed here. So, okay, so after this phone call, I'll have this, I'll change this to class video, a recording, please watch. And then maybe underneath the schedule, I'll post, I'm not sure why it's not in here already, but I'll post the link to the office hours for Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4. That's what I'm missing here. Let me write it down so I don't forget. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking your time to go over here, and hope this will be a good, successful semester for you. And then any last minute questions here, go for it. Otherwise, we'll end it now.
I was just saying thank you as well to you.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, Jamie.
Yes. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Same to you.
Thank you. And that's cool.